What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Be Better podcast. I'm your host, Harrison Orr, and it's my mission to help people optimize their health and their performance and live to their highest potential, sharing my lessons, my story, and everything that I've been doing in life through business, through coaching, through my health and journey as a father and a husband to help you just be better so that you can take my lessons, skip the scar, and just be better faster and get to your potential even sooner. And so in this episode, I'm going to talk about optimal performance, and not so much physical performance, but more mental performance when it comes to learning new skills, when it comes to, your output in mental endeavors, right? Whether you're a student, you're at uni, you're studying, you're trying to learn something, or you're still trying to learn something, whether in the workplace, maybe it's you're learning how to run ads, you're learning about marketing, about sales, about human relations, about the delivery of your product or service, whatever that might be. There's always going to be times where we need to be switched on. We want to have that optimal focus, that optimal brain power. Sometimes it's to study and to learn things and to produce those goods. Other times it's in meetings, we're connecting with people, maybe we're at a networking event, or we're just trying to impress someone. We don't want to be that guy that's like, what was I going to say? Oh, it's just on the tip of my tongue. That guy that can barely string a sentence together. Nobody likes feeling like that. We want to be that guy that can, or that person, I should say, this is not just for guys, that person that can articulate themselves precisely and smoothly and communicate effectively. We've all been in the presence of someone that is a great communicator, that's a great storyteller, and they could be telling you or talking about the most trivial thing, but they just have you hooked. You're just so engrossed in what they have to say. Maybe it's their tonality, maybe it's their animations, maybe it's just the words that they use, but it's very engaging to be with those people. And so maybe that's a form of performance, a performance as well, as being able to communicate in that fashion. Because ultimately communication is everything. Whether it's in your personal life with your partner, with your kids, with your friends, with your social group, or it's with yourself, your own language inside your own head, how you communicate there, if you're using negative language, if you're using limiting beliefs, or if you're using positive, optimistic, open-minded language, is going to be a big difference in terms of how you think, how you feel, how you act, and consequently what you achieve in life. But then dialing this back to what optimal performance looks like. I think I used to be of the belief that to perform more, if I've got a big day of things that I need to achieve, I've got a huge list, I need to be productive, I need to be highly efficient today, I need more energy. Regardless of how I slept, I want more energy. More caffeine, more stimulants, more nootropics, whatever it is. I just need that and it'll help me go. And what I very quickly realized, because I used to be a chef and a personal trainer face-to-face. So I could have that ridiculous amount of artificial energy and just burn it off. Because I could stand around, I'd jump on this, I'd lift some weights, I'd move some stuff around. And having that energy in those spaces kind of served me. It was fine. I was doing 20,000 steps a day on a lazy day in that space. Walking around the kitchen all day on your feet, plus running a gym class, running PT sessions. You're always on your feet, you're always moving. You burn that energy pretty damn quick. But you take that same level of caffeination and stimulants and then sit at a desk, or even standing at a desk, but staying in the one space, and then trying to use your mental power to either communicate or to figure out whatever it is you're trying to work on, then that application doesn't quite work anymore. I don't know if you've tried this before, but I know if I have too many coffees, literally more than two is my limit. Any more than that, and if I'm sitting down trying to work, I have a focus of about an hour, maybe. An hour, and then after that, I get irritable, fidgety is probably a better word. I want to move, I want to do something. And especially if what I'm doing isn't my favorite thing to do, or if it's something that I don't really know what I'm doing yet, it's taking some learning and some figuring out, then that amount of energy that would usually just be brute force, power your way through it, doesn't help. Because then that unknown, you try a couple things, and if you kind of hit brick walls, brick wall after brick wall, then that leads to frustration, which leads to anger, which leads to wanting to flip the freaking table, and then productivity is out the window. May as well call it a day, because it's just not going to happen. Like, it's just, you then go, oh, I need some dopamine. Like, that's not what you consciously think, but then you go to your phone and you go do this, and you go make another brain juice, or go get a snack, or you just go to fucking watch porn, or just do something unproductive. So not very helpful. So we've learned that that amount of caffeine and that just go energy is not very helpful. And so obviously you don't want to be tired and lethargic and doughy, right? You're just trying to sit in there, you can barely keep your eyes open, like, oh, I'm so calm and present, or whatever. It's not really great either. So how do we find that in-between level? And so I guess describing that first is helpful. What is the ideal state that I want to be in for that productivity? And so a good place to start for you might be, when was the last time that you felt like you were hyper productive? Like, when was the last time that you felt that you were really focused, that you were really effective, that you were really productive, and you were just in the zone, so to speak? What was that feeling? What were your energy levels like? What was the morning like that led up to that? What were your habits that got you to that space? Like, being able to articulate and put some labels to how you want to feel, how you need to feel for that level of productivity and that level of performance can be helpful. So for me, I know I need to be present. Present is number one, which means I'm not on my phone. I'm not listening to music. That was a huge freaking mindset shift for me, because I used to be one of those people like, oh, I'll listen to background music, whether it was binaural beats or a certain frequency, or the Batman soundtrack used to be very low-key motivational, like very helpful in that space. And again, from one of my role models right now, Alex Hormozy, he's like, work in silence. Let your brain think and focus on what it's doing instead of adding these distractions. And like, not even shitting you, I now work with earplugs and nothing playing in them, but I like double layer that. So hopefully you can't hear it right now, but there's construction like 20 meters away next door, building this 7-story apartment building, and it's like noisy all day. So in the apartment, it's either that or Jax, my son, making a ruckus, just being a child, basically. And so there's a lot of noise pollution often around. And putting those earbuds in, putting the headphones on, creating as close to dead silence as I possibly could was insane. Like, my focus, I could hear my thoughts. Like, before, some subconscious thoughts were, oh, just go have a snack. Go check your phone. Go do this. Oh, I should do this. I should do that. Like, they were subconscious thoughts, and then I would just find myself going and doing these things. Now, that is not so much a subconscious thought. It's almost oh, we should do this. No, fuck off. Oh, what about this? No, fuck off. We're doing this. And it enabled me to be so much more efficient in what I was doing, because I was so focused. Instead of listening to this and then listening to the music and doing whatever, I was just, cool, I'm doing this. Boom. Super effective. And so if that's one takeaway, if that's the only takeaway that you get from this podcast, then I hope you implement it, because it's super cheap. Obviously, earplugs are like a couple bucks from the chemist or petrol station, wherever you get them from, or Amazon, whatever. And it will be a game changer for you, 100%. So block that out. And so I need to be present as part of my focus state. Awesome. What else do I need to be? I need to be alert, right? I need to be alert, not in a stressed and like super energized state, but I need to be an alert and a focused state. Awesome. So for me, that comes from expending myself, testing myself earlier in the morning. So in the morning, when I get up, I either like to go and train, go have an ice bath, whether training's whether at the gym or some cardio or at the ice bath, something like that, where I feel like I've challenged myself physically. I've gone up, I've come back down, I've eaten, I've nourished my body, I've got my brain juice, which means I'm here, and my water, of course, which ultimately means I'm set up. I don't have to leave for the next 2 hours at least, which means no excuse. Don't have to get up and make a drink. Don't have to, fuck off. Don't go. You don't have to go to the bathroom yet. Don't have to do anything like that. I'm exactly where I need to be, which removes any of those little things of, I just need to do this, just need to do that. Those little distractions that we kid ourselves, and we get rid of those. And with that alertness comes focus as well, because I'm focused on what I need to do. And then the third pillar, for me personally, is the precision in what I need to do. What I need to do and what I need to achieve set out as well. Because even if I've done everything that I just mentioned, and I sit down and I'm like, cool, I'm ready for some deep work. What am I going to do? Right? Am I going to do marketing work? Am I going to create some ads? Am I going to read? Am I going to do some research in some other area? Am I going to do, make content? Am I going to do this? What am I going to do? And then that leads to, well, cool, let's open the tabs. What were we at last time? There's 20 tabs open, this, that, the other. Not very helpful, not a great approach, because then you fuck around for 20 minutes. If you get back on track, sometimes it's even longer than that, and then you've just killed so much time. So being able to sit down and block out my day of, cool, block 1 is record the podcast. Block 1 is record the podcast and record content. Block 2 is edit and post the content, right? And this, awesome. I know exactly what tabs I need, what tabs and softwares I need open, what I'm going to do, and what the outcome by the end of that block is. If I haven't finished recording the podcast, if I do not have that file ready to edit, I have not achieved my result. If I have not posted that podcast or scheduled it in social media apps or anything like that, I have not achieved my task. And so it becomes really easy to measure my effectiveness, because then I can look back and say, well, did I achieve everything that I needed to? If I did, awesome. I was in the state that I needed to be as effective as I needed to be that day to get everything done, because I got everything done. Beautiful. If I did not get things done, why not? Unless something came out of the woodwork that I didn't foresee, maybe there was an emergency, maybe I had to go pick Jax up from daycare, maybe something else became more urgent that needed my attention. Unless any of those things happen, then it's on me why it didn't get done. Was I distracted? Was I just procrastinating? Was I lazy? Did I not just stick to the plan? What happened? Because then I can review on that. And so clearly, I wasn't in the right state to work, or I just was not disciplined enough. And so with that, it becomes a lot easier to formulate the recipe to that high level of productivity. If you know what state you want to be in and how to get into that state, and you know what work you need to do and what outcome you need from that, you can then plan accordingly and set better goals. And then also, as you go, challenge yourself. Okay, sweet. Well, I'm getting way more efficient at editing now. Instead of taking me, an hour to edit a podcast, it's taking me 40 minutes, then 30 minutes, then 20 minutes. And as I'm recording more podcasts, I'm getting better at articulating myself and communicating. So those podcasts don't need as much editing. So that reduces that time as well. I don't have to take as many takes. I don't have to edit so much. And so your time becomes shorter. Your effectiveness becomes so much higher. And then you can either do one of two things. Awesome. I've got more time to do what I want. I can go spend time in the sun. I can go meditate. I can go, socialize, do whatever I want that fills my cup up. Or I can push the boundaries of, cool, what else can I get done? Instead of filming one, why not try film 2 or 3 podcasts back to back? Instead of doing this in 2 hours, why not cut it down to 90 minutes to 1 hour? And then challenge yourself as to how much you can actually get done. One of the resources that I found very helpful in this space, in performance, in this output, is the book The Art of Impossible by Stephen Kotler. If you haven't read it, haven't heard of it, I highly recommend checking it out. And it's on the flow state. So if you're not familiar, the flow state is what some people might refer to as being in the zone. Just when you're in that space, be it, a lot of people refer to the zone as, in athletic terms. When you watch a game, like a sporting match, and you're just like, this person is just on fire. Like, they can do no wrong. Like, they could take a fucking they could take a shot from anywhere and swish it. You know, they could kick it from anywhere on the field and kick that goal, right? Just everything they touch turns to gold, right? And that state is what Stephen Kotler refers to as the flow state, where you're so just present in the moment and your flow just effortlessly and almost perfect, because you know exactly where you need to be in your environment to make that catch, to kick that footy, to be in that play, to execute like your role. And so when we bring that into our day-to-day life, being in that zone, in that flow state for like our work, increases our productivity by 500%. So what that means then is, if you're in a flow state, if you get into a flow state on Monday, you could do enough work on Monday to not have to go to work for the rest of the week. Imagine being able to work one day and getting as much done as other people in your industry, other people on the same level as you that are working 5 days. That is wild. And so in the book, he goes into much more detail about what the flow state is, how to get into it, how to set yourself up for it, and how to optimize yourself for your performance in that space. And I don't know about you, but that's one thing that I'm very big on, because I can get things back in life, right? I can earn more money, that can come and go. Like, everything else is kind of interchangeable. Time is the one thing that I cannot get back. So if there's a way for me to get more done in less time, if there's a way for me to skip lessons without the scars, if there's a way for me to make progress faster, to grow the business, to have the health, to have the relationship, to have the thing sooner, I'm going to take it. That's why I'm so big on mentors, because if you can, sure, you can DIY what you need to learn, fuck around and find out. YouTube is great for that. There's plenty of courses that you just learn at your own pace. Shit, ChatGPT, anything now, you can learn whatever you need to. But how long is it going to take? Like, for the being able to feed the ego of saying, oh, I learned it all on myself, I'm self-taught, like whatever. But it took you 10 years, and it took your mate 12 months because he got a mentor and just did this intensive course and had one-on-one tutoring, and now he's over there, he's learnt the thing, he's succeeded you, and he's beat you 9 years sooner. What's the point? Like, what's it worth? And so if you can fast track the results, the lessons, like anything that you need, I highly recommend taking that option. You're going to have to pay for it in some way, right? You pay for mentors, you pay for books, you pay for resources, you pay for those shortcuts in money. But if you're not paying in money and you're figuring it out yourself, you're paying in time. And you can get money back, no dramas. You can't get time back. So which one are you willing to pay with? Is the question I'd leave you with. And so I'm going to leave it there. One thing I want you to think on is, or the lesson I hope you take away from this is, how can I achieve more with less? In less time, with less energy, with less effort, with less resources? Is that getting into a flow state? Is it outsourcing it? Is it hiring a mentor? Is it, expanding your knowledge, but also taking action on whatever that is? Even if you get a mentor, it's not a done for you. Your life isn't a done for you process. Sure, you can get elements in life and in business that are done for you, but if it's for your personal development and your personal growth, it will never be a done for you. It'll always be a done with you. So it doesn't negate the fact that you still have to work. You still have to put in effort. You still have to do the work yourself. You just get a guiding hand to say, do this, don't do that, which will shortcut you having to figure it out on your own. And so, like always, leave a comment, reach out to me on Facebook or any way that you can. I'd love to hear what this changes for you. If you implement something from this and it increases your output, if you're able to drop a day at work, if you're able to finish work sooner, or if it just helps your mental clarity in your performance, I'd love to hear how it has helped you. And then if that has, please share it with someone else. Share it with your partner, share it with your friends, share it with someone at work that you would also benefit from them having more output. Right? If your friend can work faster and get more done, maybe you guys can knock off early on a Friday and go play golf or go have fun, just chill out, go away for the weekend. If it's at work, if you guys are having more output and performing better, maybe you get better deals, maybe you get better clients, maybe you both earn more as well, which means you've got more freedom for adventures, for life, for family, for whatever else you want to do. And so I'd love to hear how that helps from you as well. Check out The Art of Impossible by Stephen Kotler. Incredible book as well. And like always, don't be sorry, be better, and take action. I'll see you guys in the next episode.